Hey y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video with some more Christmassy reads that I recently got. I'm still waiting on a couple more, so if they come before I post this, I'll put them in. But if they don't, I'll just include them in a regular book haul later on. I won't put these in a book haul since I'm showing them now though. I'll do picture books I've got first. I got Last Stop on the Reindeer Express. It's just stunning. It's by Maudie, Powell-Tuck, illustrated by Karl James Mountford. It's one of my favorites. Mia's grandpa lives far away, and Christmas won't be the same without him. But when Mia discovers a world within a mysterious mailbox, she is whisked away on a magical adventure, one that she and Grandpa will never forget. Families with loved ones across the miles will treasure this dreamlike tale, with peek-through holes and special doors to open. So, excited to have that. And then I got the Nutcracker. And her hair, it's shimmery. I don't know if it's gonna show up, but I just love this art. I think everybody knows about the Nutcracker, so I'm very happy to have that. I got Christmas in Camelot. I think it's part of the Magical Treehouse thing, but this is the Deluxe Holiday Edition. It's by Mary Pope Osborne, and it's Mary Pope Osborne, Magic Treehouse, Christmas in Camelot. Illustrated by Antonia. Javier Caparo was another favorite, and he's been posting snippets of his illustrations from inside, so I finally just had to get it. And the naked hardback is the same. Get whisked away in the magic treehouse with Jack and his sister Annie. The treehouse can take them back in time to strange and wonderful places. When Jack and Annie receive a royal invitation to spend Christmas Eve in the kingdom of Camelot, they know they're on a truly special adventure. What they don't know is that Camelot is in trouble. King Arthur's greatest knights have tried and failed to save the kingdom. Now it's up to Jack and Annie to be the true heroes Camelot needs. Excited to add that to my collection. I got the annotated Christmas Carol. I love these editions. Charles Dickens. Everybody knows about the Christmas Carol, I'm sure. So, and then lastly for picture books, I got Holly Claus, The Christmas Princess by Brittney Ryan, illustrated by Laurel Long and Jeffrey K. Bedrick. Naked hardback's the same. When young Christopher writes a letter to Santa Claus, he poses a question no one has ever thought to ask before. Dear Santa Claus, what do you wish for Christmas? Miraculously, Santa's longtime wish comes true, and a baby girl is born, Princess Holly Claus. But just as the land of forever joyously celebrates her arrival, far away an evil is unleashed. A curse is placed on Holly, freezing her heart in ice, so her future will be bound by a world of darkness. And with the gates of forever now locked, Santa can no longer spread the magic of Christmas to children everywhere. As soon as Holly finds a way to make a daring escape, she begins an astounding journey to the Empire City, determined to free herself and once and for all bring back Christmas. I saw this because I got the book, which is a lot bigger. This is The Legend of Holly Claus by Brittney Ryan. And the synopsis of this is pretty much the same thing, almost. So I'm very excited. I've heard great things and happy to finally have it. These next few, they're not set at Christmas, but they were wintery reads, so I thought I'd include them too. Jasper and the Riddle of Riley's Mind by Caroline Starr Rose. Give all the cold feels from just the cover. Ever since their mother passed away and their mourning father became a drunk, 11-year-old Jasper and his older brother Melvin have been desperate to get away from small-town Kirkland, Washington, to seek out adventure and riches beyond their wildest dreams. It's the start of Klondike Gold Rush, and Jasper knows now's their chance. Except when it's time to go, Melvin takes off without him, but Jasper refuses to be left behind. Soon enough, he's hot on Melvin's trail as a stowaway aboard a steamer headed to Alaska, the start of the Klondike Trail. Jasper hides among the passengers of the steamer, people just like him and Melvin, hoping to strike it rich. They tell all kinds of stories about the gold, nuggets as big as robin's eggs, that it grows on trees and sprouts in fields. There's so much gold around, you have to be careful not to trip. Jasper's so excited he can't sit still. If he didn't have gold fever before, he's definitely got it now. Then he hears about an old coot of a miner named One-Eyed Riley, who is long since gone, but who's left clues in the secret location of his stake, where there's still gold that's worth millions. Everyone will be after Riley's stake, but Jasper knows if anyone can figure out the clues and find One-Eyed Riley's mine, it's him and Mel. All they have to do is survive the rough Alaskan terrain and outsmart the dangerous criminals they meet along the way, who aim to stop Jasper's plan dead in their tracks. So this sounds like a even more adventurous kind of Goonies, but in a very cold climate, which I love, so very excited. And this one just with the snow globe. That's all I was getting winter vibes from, so I'll take it. But it's Everbreath by Julianna Baggott. 2 kids, 2 worlds, 1 chance. Truman and his twin sister Camille have just met their grandmother, and she's a little strange. She whispers a tale about something called the Everbreath, an amber orb that maintains the balance between our world and a dreamy one of imagination and evil. Soon Truman and Camille find themselves in the Breath World, a magical place where ogres clash and a mouse holds the key to a mystery. Some creatures want to help them, and some want them DEAD. That's because the Everbreath has been stolen, and an epic battle is raging to bring it safely back. Can the twins save not only 1 world but 2? And Kirkus reviews blurbs at the top, a stepping stone between Spiderwick and Harry Potter. So it's an orb, but to me it looks like a snow globe, so yeah. But that blurb has me very excited, and the synopsis, so happy to have that. This cover just gives me all the winter vibes, front and back. This is The Great Hibernation. The most important tradition in Tiny St. Polonius by the Jord is the annual tasting of the sacred bear liver. Each citizen over 12 must eat 1 bite of liver to prevent the recurrence of the Great Hibernation, when the town founders fell asleep for months. This year is Jean Huddy's first time to taste the liver. It doesn't go well. A few hours later, all the adults fall asleep, and no one can wake them. The kids are left to run things, and they're having a blast. That is until the town bullies take over the mayor's office and the police force. Jean suspects that this hibernation was actually engineered by someone in town. She starts to investigate and inspires other kids to join her in a secret plan to save St. Polonius. Courage, teamwork, and scientific smarts, unlike a quirky mystery in this delightful and funny story. That is such an intriguing synopsis, and it just sounds so great, so very happy about this. This one I couldn't tell from the synopsis that it was Christmassy, but I think it is because it's described as a Christmas tale, and in the UK I think there's going to be a TV adaptation coming out. But it's The Amazing Mr. Blunden by Antonia Barber. When you come to the house, you will hear strange tales. They will tell you in the village that it is haunted, but you must not be afraid. When the time comes, you will know what to do. Mr. Blunden's words echoed through Lucy's ears as she explored the house. It was such an old house that it seemed as if all the past was gathered up inside it, as if in a great box, as though it had a life of its own that continued to exist just beyond the reach of her eyes and ears. Did Mr. Blunden, who went out of his way to offer their mother the job as caretaker, mean to help or hurt them? Could she and her brother Jamie really help those troubled ghosts from another age? It says, an enthralling ghost story with a time-traveling twist. Sounds incredible, and I love this new cover. So excited. And this is Noel Streatfeild's Holiday Stories. So I'm sure a bunch of different types of holiday stories, since this is not really a witchery cover. There are stories for everyone in this captivating new collection from one of the most beloved classic children's writers. Unforgettable holidays and unlikely friendships, young performers in the spotlight for the first time, and exciting crime-solving adventures. Originally written in the 1930s to 70s, these newly discovered stories will be treasured by readers of all ages. Very excited. I'll go kind of quick, because there's a lot. Okay, into the ones that are definitely Christmas. The Kingdom of Christmas, The Guardian of the Mountain. And this is by the Snow Spirit. That's the name of the author. When their enchanting Christmas kingdom is overthrown by an evil guardian, and Santa and the spirit of Christmas are taken captive inside an icy castle, it is up to Prince Michael and Princess Sarah to save the day. A secret scroll reveals their mysterious powers, and some unforgettable Christmas characters light their way. Yet as they embark on the adventure of a lifetime, grappling with thrilling caves, hidden forests, and the mind-blowing curse of a frozen candle, some blood-curdling questions seep out of the shadows. What does the wicked guardian really want, and who cries out eerily from deep inside his forgotten chambers? Are the children caught up in a web far darker than they can imagine? And if so, how will they ever manage to rescue Christmas, not just for their kingdom, but for the entire world beyond it? It just sounds so good. So excited. Then I got Young Scrooge, a very scary Christmas story by R.L. Stine. I haven't read R.L. Stine since I was a kid. I never read any Goosebumps. I don't even think I had ever heard of them. But the Fear Street series, I was reading that at the same time as Babysitter's Club and Sweet Valley. I don't know how. It's the books you find. So I'm excited to read another book by him. Rick Scroogeman hates Christmas. He can't stand the carols and the pageants. He can't stand the lights and the mistletoe. But what he hates most is having to watch the old movie A Christmas Carol every year at school. Since his name is Scroogeman, all of the classmates start calling him Scrooge, and he hates being called Scrooge. But everything starts to change when 3 ghosts visit him. At first he thinks it's a dream, but then he realizes that it might be a nightmare that could be real. I'm intrigued by that. That's such a neat idea to make it a kid. Excited to see his take on it. And there's The Naughty List by Michael Fry and Bradley Jackson. And it's full of illustrations and things. Are you on the list? When Bobby's bumbling efforts to save her brother's Christmas actually land him on Santa's naughty list, she must travel to the North Pole to make things right again and save the holiday. Bobby suddenly finds herself on an epic Yuletide adventure complete with rogue elves, dysfunctional reindeer, a lazy Santa, and more. In the end, she learns what it really means to have a Christmas spirit, and that magic has its limitations. That sounds incredible. Excited. And then I just got the first in this series because there was like 5. I want to make sure I like it first since I don't do that anymore. Buying all this. I try not to do that anymore, buy all the series before I've read it. It's the Santa Claus series, book 1. This is A Dragon for Christmas, and it's by Mark Secchia. Care thinks he knows about bad luck. His elven mother is dying of a wasting disease. His human father, severely injured in the war, struggles to walk. Brutal winterfall clasps his mountainous kingdom in talons of ice. The people are starving. His family, his little sisters, depend on him to see them to Dragonmas Day. They need a miracle, but who believes in miracles anymore? Long ago, the mighty dragon Santa Claus rescued humankind and resettled them in the magical realm of Tianbron. But Santa Claus and his miracles are gone, and his dragons disappeared. Now a stubborn half-elf must brave blizzards and treacherous trails to bring food to the kingdom and find Winterberry to ease his mother's suffering. What he discovers on his journey will shatter all belief. The lightning-born treasure he places beneath his Dragonmas tree changes everything, for wishes are different when it comes to dragons. Wishes take wing and come true. Very intrigued. Sounds incredible. And The Christmas Genie by Dan Gutman. Do you have a Christmas wish? On the last day of school before Christmas vacation, the students in Mrs. Walter's 5th grade class are in for a surprise. A mysterious meteorite crashes into their classroom and a genie comes out. When he offers to grant the class one collective wish, Alex, Chase, and the rest of the kids all present why their wishes are the best. But before they can reach a consensus, they get an even bigger shock. You better be careful what you wish for. Another fascinating sounding synopsis. Very excited. And I got a sequel. I've read the first book, and so I was very excited that the second book came out. This Kringleset Chronicles series, and this is book 2, Return of the Queen by Dawn Treacher. The author had sent me the first book for review, and then I saw this and I bought this myself. I'm not going to read the synopsis, this is a sequel, but very excited to continue. I got Chronicles of a Lost Boy on Christmas by A.F. Presson, and it's first edition limited. One lonely Christmas Eve night, Nicholas sat on the rooftop of the orphanage, peering into the windows of a nearby cottage celebrating Christmas. A deep-seated need rose within him to understand the mysterious holiday, to provide for the less fortunate like himself. Along with his closest friends, Lula and Elias, the orphans run away from the only home they've known to search for their family, so they may also experience the magic of Christmas. Nothing goes as planned on their adventure, and while the years ahead are filled with heartache, Nicholas discovers the true meaning of family and a purpose that changes the world. So his name's Nicholas, so I'm assuming this is like a Santa Claus retelling of sorts, and sounds very good. I'm very intrigued by that. I've said intrigued probably 20,000 times, but very excited. And I got Krampus and the Thief of Christmas, a Christmas novel by Eldritch Black. Gabrielle Green has just been crowned the worst girl who ever lived, and she doesn't know it yet, but she's leapt to the top of Krampus's naughty list. Krampus, the mysterious, sinister Winter King. Krampus, the warden of Christmas, who comes calling once a year seeking wicked children to haul back to his snowy lands. When Gabrielle's younger brother vanishes, she sets out searching for him, but soon finds herself hurtling into a shadowy otherworld. A place of terrible trolls, murky forests, cold black mountains, Christmas charms, and fearsome beasts. Can Gabrielle rescue her brother from the fiendish Krampus? Will she become the thief of Christmas? As the clock ticks, Gabrielle discovers her decisions have created terrible consequences. Consequences that she must face if she's going to stand a chance of saving Christmas. I've been wanting this for a while. I saw it forever ago, so very happy to add that to my Christmassy collection. And then another one that has like 5 books in the series, so I just got the first, but it's all of it's Christmas, I think. The North Pole Challenge, Flea's First Christmas by Kevin George. Flea has always been different from other students in school. He's not smart or athletic. He's shorter than kids 5 years younger than him, and his facial features are so pointy that everyone avoids him. His foster mother constantly warns him to avoid attention, though Flea has no idea why. But Flea has recently discovered several abilities that change his life forever. Snowy weather follows him wherever he goes. He stops snowballs in mid-flight, and he builds anything in shop class in seconds despite his lack of training. An appearance of the Great Build-Off, a popular construction game show, leads him to a magical place he thought existed only in Christmas stories. At the North Pole, Flea feels even more like an outsider. In fact, the storybook village reminds him of every school he's ever attended, complete with overachievers and underachievers, popular elves and outcasts, even elves who aren't afraid to march to their own beat. But during his training to become a proper builder elf, he discovers that the North Pole has an arch-nemesis bent on invading the elfish lands and ending Christmas forever. With a war looming against the South Pole, Flea's sudden appearance in the North Pole is no coincidence, as he questions his role in the fate of the world's greatest holiday. Very excited to see where this goes. That just sounds so interesting. Yay. And then there was a deal, so I got all 3 of these. It's the Twisted Christmas Trilogy by Daniel Parsons. Book 1 is The Winter Freak Show. Book 2 is Face of a Traitor. Book 3 is The Wrath of Oberon. After 12-year-old Toby Carter escapes a brutal workhouse at Christmas, he can't believe his good fortune. Adopted by a band of traveling performers called the Winter Freak Show, who put on spellbinding shows each night, he finally believes he's found the family he's always wanted. Then everything falls apart. Children are disappearing throughout the city. Pretty soon, all evidence points to those Toby trusted the most, and he finds himself caught up in a conspiracy far more sinister than he ever imagined. Defenseless and on the run, he's confronted with 2 options: uncover the kidnapper before another child falls victim, or stand by and watch as the shadowy criminal becomes unstoppable. The fate of Christmas rests in the balance. My foot is so asleep. So I'm very happy to finally have these. I've been looking at them for a while, and it just sounds so interesting. Christmas Carol Duology by Robert L. Fauch. First book is Christmas Carol and the Defenders of Claus. Christmas Carol and the Shimmering Elf. Carol really loves Christmas, the decorating and shopping, the Christmas sweaters and music. She wishes it all could be a year-round event. The only downside to the holiday is that she lives in Florida, not exactly the land of snow, and her only family is her uncle Christopher, who adopted Carol when she was young, after her father's disappearance and mother's death. Her uncle owns a toy company and is super rich, but he's a Grinch and a workaholic. Then on a magical December trip to New York City, Carol meets her destiny. Santa, the real man with the bag, meets Carol at the top of the Rockefeller Center, overlooking the tree. There he explains that Carol is descended from a long line of defenders of Claus, those who protect and serve Santa. Carol's dad was a defender, and now Carol has been tapped to fulfill his legacy. Who would want to hurt Santa? Someone pretty scary and shady, it appears. A masked man who's trying to destroy Christmas. Carol is whisked off to the North Pole on the adventure of a lifetime. Can she help save Santa before it's too late? Another one I've been eyeing for a while, so I'm very happy to finally have it. Lastly, I have Kringle by Tony Abbott. This is a naked hardback. I like silvery gold, silver and gold edges, so that was pretty cool. Beautiful illustrations. Deep in the land of ghosts and frost, back in the days of long ago, when elves and goblins still roamed the earth, there was a boy named Kringle. He lived a quiet, solitary existence until his 12th winter, when goblins attacked his home and cast the boy out into the wilderness. Now Kringle finds himself adrift in a strange and frightening world. But fate soon intervenes. Through encounters with elves, pirates, and ancient magics of time, and the dark threat of goblins massing for an epic battle, Kringle begins to realize that he has a destiny to fulfill, and that even a lone boy can wield the power to change the world forever. It sounds so good. Oh, yay! Hi y'all, Editing Bell here. A couple more came in. I think I still have 2 more picture books I'm waiting on from eBay that won't get here in time before I post this, so I'll just put them in a future book haul. So to start with picture books, 2 for The Night Before Christmas. This is The Night Before Christmas, the classic edition by Clement C. Moore, illustrated by Charles Santor. I'm not going to read the synopsis on these because it's obvious and I think everybody knows the story of The Night Before Christmas. And this one is illustrated by one of my favorites, Antonia, Javier, Caparo. And this is by Clement C. Moore, The Night Before Christmas. have those. And I got Enid Blyton Christmas Wishes. Embrace the spirit of Christmas with the world's best loved storyteller. From Santa Claus going down the wrong chimney to a dog discovering the true joy of Christmas, these festive short stories by Enid Blyton are brimming with Christmas magic, wonder, and wishes galore. Excited for that. Noelle Streatfield's Christmas Stories. I think I posted or showed her holiday stories earlier, so this is Christmas. Curl up with a sparkling collection of festive stories by one of the most beloved writers in children's literature. Charming, heartwarming, and funny, these tales will bring joy to readers of all ages. And then lastly, I got Clarice Bean, Think Like an Elf by Lauren Child. And I saw Jody from, I think her channel is just Jody, maybe Jody C. I don't know if it still says Vanilla Moon anywhere on there, but when I started following her, I think she had like 1,000 subscribers and she was Vanilla Moon, I think. Now she's got like 20 and she's just so awesome and deserves it. But she showed this. She reads a bunch of stuff. She really likes romance, fantasy, like Sarah J. Moss, however you say that. But she's also loves middle grade and she shows quite a decent amount of it. And she just has amazing vlogs and videos in general, and I love the whole aesthetic. I'm sure you probably know who she is, but I'll link her below. But she showed this on a video recently, and it just looks so cute. And end pages, and the naked hardback, and illustrations throughout. One thing we all agree on in our house is that we like looking forward to Christmas. I live on Navarino Street, number 7, and I know lots of the people in our road. At Christmas time, there is more Halloween, and this is because of the Christmas spirit. Christmas cannot be Christmas without the Christmas spirit, so it is important to keep an eye on it and not let it float away. That just sounds really cute and heartwarming, and it's like a perfect Christmas read about the Christmas spirit. Alright, back to the video. Alright, that's it for the Christmas books I've recently acquired, and like I said, if any more came before I posted this, I will have already put them in here right before this clip. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Today's shirt is Titanic, a favorite, because of course, the ocean, Kate Winslet, so good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If any of these sound good to you, if you read any of them, let me know in the comments. And if you would like to subscribe, I would love that if you want to. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.